Hi, this is Can I Have Another? We are here at 13th Street and First Avenue at No More Cafe, a non-alcoholic cafe which serves amazing drinks, cocktails, and coffee and tea. Come down and check them out. Rodrigo here to serve you and make your night better. Good. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye.
Oh.
Have you ever changed someone's mind? Like they kind of like, I wanted something with alcohol, and you give them their drink, and they're like, all right, this kind of still hits.
No, the way I see it, that minds get changed here is just people walked in. Usually when they're stuck, someone else brought them here, and they're just like, this is gonna suck. And then when they actually give it a shot, they leave like, you know what? This wasn't that bad. Right? So that happens a lot. Like a lot of people walk in here thinking that there's alcohol, because it's not like we advertise everywhere. There's no booze here. So people walk in and they're like, can I have a dirty martini? Like, not here, you can't. Across the street, throw a rock in any direction and you can get one, but not here. So 75% of the people, they leave. You know, next time. I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to see you again. You know, next time. But then there's a 25%, they're like, they usually look at each other like, I actually didn't want to drink tonight anyway, so might as well stick around here. Right? And they end up coming back. So getting them here for that first day, for them to give it a shot kind of thing, that is the most difficult part, because they already assume that it's going to suck. But once they get stuck here, they're like, okay, this is not that bad.
Yeah, I mean,
And then I feel good tomorrow. That's the next thing.
A lot of people are learning, especially people who are starting to like drink, stop drinking. You can still have fun without drinking.
And like I've seen people that sat down, have ordered a few things, and they did not know that there was no booze. And even, you know, I would overhear things like, oh my God, I shouldn't have another one. I'm like,
I mean, they taste really good. I mean, like I said, unless you really know about your liquors and stuff like that, you really wouldn't know.
I don't care. Like, for example, this. Well, here's the Visions of Ruby, right?
It's Q cups.
Yeah.
We sell it here exactly how it is in the bottle that people can order anywhere. All we tell people to do is shake it, get it cold, and it aerates a little bit too, right? But if you just, it tastes like something. It's not like it tastes like nothing. And it's not like it tastes like, you know, whatever juice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Wow.
It smells nice though.
Delicious.
Hello, guys.
That's what I was gonna order.
Yes. Like bourbon.
This is for you. You're welcome. This is for you.
It's funky.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's actually really good though. So I can see why he said it tastes like something, but it doesn't taste like nothing.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You could taste the peppercorn. Oh.
It probably shows people anyway, so.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, you had tried Island Echo, and so this is the Visions of Ruby. So one I like to say is the first one, the Island Echo, is like the easier one. The Visions of Ruby is like on the other side of the spectrum.
Well, that was really good. I do like that thing.
This is gonna be.
I was like, and it has a lot of flavors.
This is gonna be the Agave Phantom.
That's this one.
There's no allergies, right?
No.
I have the excuse that I gave you guys the thing. So if someone is allergic to walnuts, it's on you.
Oh.
And this is the amber drink.
That smells amazing.
It does. That's the amber drink. So this is no.
This one.
No. Oh yeah.
What are we thinking, guys? Is this first time? All right.
Oh, I could taste the
I like that.
Sure.
I still kind of like this one. It's just interesting. I love these little cups.
Huh?
I said I love these little cups.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And this is the what now? Amber Dream. Got a lot going on this one. That one's good too.
Wow. Holy crap.
You got
Still
it.
a fan of this one because it was so weird.
Yeah, I think they had very good taste. They all had a.
Yeah, they were all
Different taste to
unique
them?
tastes.
Like they're all
Yep.
different, and they all taste like something. And that's like, if you go through a lineup of 40 of the non-alcoholic, things that you can find anywhere, they don't really taste like anything. Especially, when you mix them, they really don't. Like some of this, like the agave phantom, put a shot of tequila there, it's gonna be fantastic. Alright, so it's like, this isn't about to tell you what you should or shouldn't drink. It's just like to have like a different option.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah, this one was interesting, but I think I like this one the most.
Now, do you feel like, I mean, you talked about like you want people to kind of follow, you want them to be so same way, cafe, same way, non-alcoholic drinks, but set to like, you feel like you're setting that standard?
As far as like this, the non-alcoholic spaces, I think so. It's like I really do. It's like you see people coming here all the time to like R&D stuff, which is interesting. I'm like, dude, just ask. That's fine. I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
Yeah.
And even with brands too, we've had a few people reach out because they're, in the U.S. They're like an European brand and they want to do some R&D and talk about what's happening. And I'm like, sure, no problem. I rented this bar for like 15 people. I'm like, sure, you're gonna pay for it? No problem. I'll give you guys a master class and everything I can on the 2 hours, that you paid for the space. But, this is the only non-culty that you're going to see. And everybody that comes here, that's the main reason why they keep coming here. So I do think that this is kind of like setting the standard, at least what it could be. Maybe someone come along and doing it better than me and actually blow it up. Maybe we'll adjust things. But I do think that this is at least the next step of that progression.
So I have a question. Like you said, you were all over the world, pretty much in the country with different restaurants. Why come here and do this? Why come to New York City?
I honestly thought that this was the only place that I could to give this a shot, based on density of people around. Right? It's like most bars in New York City. What's going to fuel, your entire clientele? They're like in 6-7 blocks radius from you. People have tried to open these like in LA. You have to drive to it. You have to go with a purpose. A lot more people just stumble across here. I thought it was the best place to actually give it a shot, is to come back to New York for that. 6 months before, not 6 months, like I opened in April. In January, there was a place that opened in LA, and they were taking it seriously, and they had, some famous person like backing them and all that. High-end cocktail bar. They didn't last a whole year.
Wow.
They were also charging like $25 for a drink, but again, it's like, it's so funny just to see them adapting like on the menu, just like I did, starting with food and reducing food. It's like, you can see that they started introducing food to get the check average higher, and the menu would drop price every like 3 weeks. This is the only place. I do think that once that formula is set here, you could replicate it. And also, this place is too big for its concept. It's like we host parties here for like 75 people. Like it's really big for the concept. It could have been half of this size, no problem. But the reason why I needed to be this big is so I could rent this out for private events, right? Since the beginning, I thought that a significant part of of the business would be for private events. Nobody's gonna rent a place out that only fit 20, right?
That's
So so my goal was like make something that looks really nice, that feels really good. Last week we had 2 shoots here. It was one of these like YouTube channels that I interview celebrities for something. They came here for that. And then on Thursday we had an actual legit film production shoot here. So they were here all day. Engagement parties. Some guys coming here today to just check out the spot again for an engagement party on May 2nd. So we do a lot of those. A couple of Thursdays ago there was like an AI startup like from Europe that came here they really wanted a space for an event that they could do a presentation for 40 people. And they rented the space for that. So the space needs to be big. Now, once I think I figure out the formula, it could be half the size. If it's just focusing on this, right? And if focusing on the bar part pays the bills, hire everybody, I think it can be half of the size. And then it can be replicated. But here now, renting for other stuff is a big part of it. Like I played a lot with times. Like in the beginning, I was open 5 days a week from 5 to 10, right? Because I was like, I'm not gonna open earlier or whatever. Then at one point, I was opening at 11 in the morning and was still closing at 10. Like trying to figure out, is there a reason to open this earlier? Will people come here at 9 o'clock? Like should I have croissants here and muffins and have people sit down for coffee? But then this past Saturday, 9 o'clock at night, there was 3 people here. 10:30, about 15, almost 20 people walked in at 10:30.
Oh, wow.
Very unusual. So at 11:30, there was like 30 people here. Now, the previous Saturday was like one of the worst days, worst Saturdays ever. I don't know if it had anything to do with Easter. The entire day was a dud. The Saturday prior to that was the busiest day we've had. And so it's like, to this day, 2 years in, it's very hard to like feel the pulse of when you're going to be busy, when you're not going to be busy. You can come here on a day. I did not expect to have this many people here right now on a Tuesday.
Yeah, you said it's going to be dead.
Yeah, I was just like, it doesn't look good to us, but okay.
I mean, especially when it was so nice out, I'm like, oh man, these guys are going to come here, there's going to be 2 people here.
That's a good thing, though. I don't think everyone's set up to be outside yet.
Right. Sure.
So it's just like, I don't think that's
It's just
matter.
because it's starting.
Right.
And you never know, honestly, because, New Yorkers, you never know what you're getting. You
But-
never know what we feel like one day
but
from
right
another.
now, you could be here, stop by on a Sunday at 5 o'clock and be 30 people here. And then come in on a Saturday at 9 p.m. and see nobody here. And then the next week, they flip. So it's very odd. Which is why I'm here most of the time. I have another guy that works a few shifts, a few nights a week. Once I made the decision to open 7 days, 12 to 12, I'm like, look, I can at least open 7 days and do it every afternoon. And then I have guys that come in just to do the night. So the more shifts I have, I'll give it to them. But I'm always here working anyways. Even when they are here, I am here. I'm just sitting on that first table. That's where my office is. So typically, I take breaks from my work to serve people, and then I go right back to where I need to be. So when it gets busy enough that I cannot do that stuff, that's when I bring someone in, because my work still needs to get done. And then you come in and talk to people. But for a day that is dead, I'm like, why am I paying someone to be here the whole day?
That's true.
So it's a gamble even for me to schedule.
It's true. I mean, sorry, in my mind I was thinking like, you always could bring in like a baker, have the bakers sell their stuff in the morning, have them make the coffees and stuff like that. You can rent them out for that, whatever they want to do,
Right.
and you start your stuff at like 1 o'clock, and you continue on with that.
But again, it's like if my goal was just this place to make money, I wouldn't have opened a non-alcoholic bar anyways. Right?
Yeah,
I can't lose the sight that this is here to promote the brand.
Yeah, you got to keep your vision intact. If
It's
that's what you're
like,
going for.
because if that was the case, it was to make money. I start selling booze. That's not the issue, right? I can't have anything because, like, for a while there, you know, it's to this day, people that see it online buy a bottle. If they are in New York, they come here, right? So if I go and rent this space out in the morning for someone else, and they're, and the standards even of like how you treat people and how the flow is, it's not good. It's not worth for
It's gonna ruin you.
it's not worth for the extra few $100 that you're gonna charge them for
Yeah.
this, right?
Yeah.
It's not like coffee shops make money anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So it's like
I mean, yeah, they're
you're gonna
not.
charge $200, $300 a day for this one person to come in. Like, first, they're not gonna make $300 to pay me on top of everything else, and so it's just not worth it. I'd rather close, not have anybody here and close, because like essentially, if I do 4 or 5 events a month, I don't even need to open.
yeah.
So the opening is just to really maintain, the brand itself. So, and again, in 2 years, there was a lot of decisions. And I'm like, I'll make more money if I do this. I'm like, that's not the point. That's not the point. The point, that's not why you did this. This just needs to break even and represent the brand.
Now, even when you do the private parties, you don't bring anything in, right?
I don't, but there is a way that people can rent this out. That is like they just rent out the space and it's like bring your own booze
bring your
and
own
self-serve.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So it's like we don't serve it, right? So if you want to rent this out, I'm like no problem. You can rent it out. There's nobody's gonna serve you. You bring it. It's like it's not,
Oh, I
now you
see.
just rent the space and you like a house party, right?
Okay.
So, which we do a good amount of those. Maybe like 25% of everything that we book is something like that. But yeah, it's like we are not serving.
I mean, that makes sense. It's like that's not what you do. So.
Right. Yeah, because it'd be too easy. People ask all the time, why don't you at least have like a beer and wine license? I'm like, if I put a beer and wine license here, everybody that comes here is going to be drinking beer and wine.
Yeah, that's not your point.
That's not the whole
I
point.
mean,
Yeah.
that's,
It defeats the purpose.
Exactly. So why not? Then I'll just call Rodrigo's freaking wine bar and I call it that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, if in a year from now this place I feel like it's not scalable, then I'll change the name and I'll do something else. But that's not the point for now.
You do have a lot of possibilities, but I understand the brand, which is good.
All right.
So when you were drinking, did you have your own kind of drink? Did you have a drink that you specified?
I know, as far as cocktails, no. I was always a IPA and whiskey guy. And to this day, I am. If I'm at a bar and I go see a friend of mine that's a bartender somewhere, the only question he asks is like, do you want to go brown or you want to go like white today? We're either going to the tequila mezcal route or we're going into the bourbon rye and whiskey route. But I was never really too much of like a cocktail person. It's like, sure, I love an old fashioned. Yes, I live in New Orleans. And it's so much fun just to walk anywhere and go to any shitty bar and get a really nice Ezra. But give me a nice whiskey and an IPA, and I'll tend to go for that.
Question: do you put a cherry in the old fashioned?
No.
We do have to make a vote about this.
I know.
And different bartenders say different things. So some people say
Some of them say absolutely not, and
cherry,
some of them was
and
like, yeah,
say
you
orange
do.
peel, right? It was orange peel and
Right.
cherry.
Or nothing.
This
I'm
is
just
not
like,
this isn't like a Manhattan. No, keep the cherry, especially the. Everybody that does the cherry puts the freaking like neon red cherry that you can see it from the moon. Any bar that has those, you already know they're not a good bar. It's like having sour mix, like the lime juice.
with the margarita thing,
No, what's the lime
simple
juice?
Limoncello?
No.
No, it's literally
they
the
put it in the
lime
margarita,
juice
right?
that everybody puts it in everywhere. It's like you can't squeeze your own limes and they get this, or buy
Oh,
fresh
You're
juice.
talking about the little thing.
Yeah.
The
I
little
forgot what it's
squeeze
called.
things, right?
That too. But there's some things that if a bar has it, you know that they don't care anyway. So yeah, all of those bars are putting cherries on it. You're a cherry guy. The way you just reacted, you put cherries on
I'm not
yours.
a big old fashioned. I mean, I do like cherries, but I'm actually the worst thing. I was a big Long Island iced tea drinker.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's why we laughed when you mentioned it in the
Yeah,
beginning.
yeah.
Every bartender that has mentioned that, they're like, that's the worst one. I'm just like,
Oh, I mean, look. The
I
thing
don't
is,
drink them really
it
much
doesn't.
anymore.
It shouldn't taste like it tastes way better than what it should taste. But you know, when you drink that, there's only one goal here.
Oh yeah.
It's just to get there as fast as possible.
I mean, that's
It's
all it
like-
really is,
which
because there's so
fine.
many alcohols in there. So
and
it's
it's like, you know, if I just get a bottle of whiskey and chug half of it in one sip,
Yeah, there you go.
just one go. That's it. I want to get to the end here as fast as possible. But yeah,
So what made you call this No More Cafe? What's behind the?
honestly, it was like the first name that came to mind, and then for like a week, it had like 100 different names. It's like, oh, there's justification for everything, right? And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go with the first. And like I said, it moves so fast that I don't spend too much time with like these
simple things.
details. I just go in and cross things off the list. Yeah, but things like this place, I designed every inch of this place. It's like everything here is measured for efficiency. And it's like it's a one-man operation. When I did this, it was like I actually had two people in mind. One for food, because every food came out of here, and one for beverage in there. But every inch here was designed that this would never be a 3 staff. Like there's never gonna be a waiter or a host or a dishwasher or anything. If anything, that's what kills every single establishment these days. It's payroll, more than the price of anything.
That is true. Yep.
So it's like this had to function bare bones. Like otherwise, there's just no way. Yeah, even things like that, like coffees. We always had coffee, but then we had to, let's expand the coffee and tea selection, right? Now there's like 10 teas on the menu, and people kept asking for more than just your regular espresso drink. So I'm like, okay. So that's like the adapting, right? It's just like, but then when you realize that everybody's coming here for different reasons, so it's like, even though young, older, is like, it's very random. So it's got to
It's
be
like
more than one thing.
A little bit of everything, basically. That's
Right.
in here right now.
And then we'll see some dude, like there was a guy that came here not too long ago, and he had just left the AA meeting, which is like a block away, not knew about this place, and he was ready to like cheat and break his like streak. And I'm like, dude, you did not come to the right place to break your streak. You came in probably the only one that's.
It was like maybe it wasn't meant to be at that point.
Brought him somewhere.
I know.
That guy was not supposed to drink that day.
Yeah, but that's as I see.
Well, we actually, this is not advertised, but we do have Kratom tea and kava. But that's something that in New York you cannot advertise.
All right. So, what's your most popular drink here?
Well, in
right
any
now.
bar, I feel like any bar you ever go to, ever, the top of the menu is going to be the one ordered the most.
Is this
So-
the one that people get to first? They're like,
So-
yeah, I'll just have
Oh,
that
the
one.
island?
The Island Echo, I think.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
And also, it's a good introductory, right, to all of these. Like every time someone like comes in for the first time and they order like the Visions of Ruby or the Silver Veil, then I'm like, oh, hold on. Now, I need to give you a 5. And like a couple minutes spiel here, because you're not gonna like it, and then it's gonna be, it's gonna be my fault. So I like gotta guide them through it. To this day, there's one guy that ordered online a bottle of Amber Dream, and every time he sees an ad, he has to write something like, "This is the worst shit I've ever had in my life." And I'm just like, dude. It's like, what do you want me to do? You don't like it, you don't like it.
Yeah, you're not gonna like
It's
everything.
like, so it's okay. But it's just,
Every
it's
time
so
he sees an
funny.
ad.
I'm like, should have gone the Island Echo.
Yeah.
I'm sure you would have liked that one.
I mean, I like the ginger one. It was really good.
Yeah, they're both good. for ginger.
And it was not at the top of the menu. I like to look at the menu.
The ginger is everybody's second favorite drink.
I mean, it was good. Even the little candy thing was good. I was like,
Okay.
ah.
Yeah, because like if you like the bitter, you still like the ginger. If you like Yamaneco, you still like the ginger. It's like everybody likes the ginger.
It actually kind of feels like you're drinking healthy though.
There's definitely, and like it's not just the liquid itself, because the liquid is heavy. It tastes like something, and it is heavier than just tea and water. So it takes people 10, 15 minutes to finish one of these, which that is a sign. That is a tell that, if it feels like a drink or if it doesn't. I can give you something that tastes really good, but if you finish in like 2, 3 minutes while you're having a conversation, then it didn't function like it should be. So unless someone is, a normal person is taking 10 minutes, of course you can just pound anything, whether there's alcohol or not. But it takes, the same amount of time for that if you were at a bar drinking a cocktail. But at home is different than in a place like this because everything matters, right? It's like it's the lighting, it's the music, and it's the glassware. If you just pour this in a coffee cup and walk down the street, it's not gonna have the same feel.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of that. And then, part of like the expansion plan, or at least an idea, it was almost to come up with like a no more extract, like a tincture like line, where you have, your upper, your downer, your kava, your CBD, your THC, your kratom. Then it's more like, choose your own adventure kind of thing. You can buy a bottle of Island Echo and put some rum in there, and now you have a great drink. Or if you don't want to go with the alcohol, but you're a kava person, you put some kava extract in there. So you make a base that is really good, that if you don't want to add anything, it stands on its own. But if you want to do whatever the hell it is that you do, you're able to.
So kind of like a multifunctional drink.
So, we have 4 drinks, which is 4 bases for everything, and then have a line of like 5 extracts. Because then, buy a bottle and buy whatever you want to turn that into. Which is why on the menu we added like the functional to test this idea out. We have like an upper and a downer, but just adaptogenics, nothing crazy in there. Just to see if people, do add them to the drinks. Because you can have it as a shot or as an add-on to anything. So it's just like testing those waters, because I think it would be cool to have like a line, of 5 little bottles that you can buy a pack of 5, or pick your poison and just stick with that one. So, but again, if you guys have, a few 100K laying around,
someday.
if you guys have a couple hundo that you want to blow this up, I'm all ears,
I mean, I do love the concept.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, I think it will catch on and it'll expand.
Like you said, like this, you could use this as, I mean, you had your way of doing this, but you really can use this as a mixer.
Yeah.
And make great drinks out of this too, with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
But they're great drinks just by themselves.
The thing is, as a mixer, it becomes kind of expensive, right? Because this is, there's a lot. People always ask why is, these drinks like the same price, $14, right? But alcohol has always been the cheap part. Nobody buys alcohol. It's like you don't go to a liquor store and you look at the percentage of alcohol of the bottles to see the price what it should be. You can buy the shittiest 100 proof thing for like really cheap, and you can buy, something with 25%, and that is really expensive. Mm-hmm. So the alcohol is the cheapest part of making this. You can make it in your home right now with a bucket and a potato. You can make alcohol, right? So, that's not it. What it costs here is like we get vanilla. Figs cost a lot of money to put into, like the amber drink. All the cardamom is super expensive. So all those things add up. So when it comes to just like as a mixer, that might be a really high price point, but I think that right now it's comparable to what's out there. But again, every brand that you see of this stuff, it's water and a bunch of extracts. That's it. They just mix and match extracts to whatever it is that you want. Like, you want it to be, taste like whatever, no problem. It's like the difference between going to a bodega and seeing different vitamin waters. It's just the color that changes.
Yeah, that's true.
You go to a bottle shop, that's exactly like, 90% is that.
So what What moment made you the most proud of this place?
For what?
What moment made you the most proud of this place?
Oh man, I'm not there yet.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not there yet.
That's an
You
honest
know,
answer.
I think I will be, if 3 years go by and I don't feel like I have proven the concept and it's worth expanding, then it was just, a side project that didn't turn well. If I get to a point that it's worth, you know, going out, raising some money and trying to expand this, then I'll get to that moment of pride.
Now, do you feel like that when people come here, they buy bottles leaving here knowing the place is really good, or you get more of an online?
Most of the traffic that comes in is New York traffic. It's the space. People looking for No More Cafe. That's how they get introduced to the brand. It's not like I spend a lot of money in ads that if if you're in California, you're gonna get an ad for No More all the time, right? So, which is why this place is very important because that's how people find us. It's for the cafe itself. Now, if you don't live in New York and you find No More Cafe, then you're like, oh, they have a product, and then they buy the bottle. But usually, what catches people is the fact that there is a physical location.
Now, this is my last question. The last question we have. Like you said, you haven't had your proudest moment, but do you feel like this is really working out better than you thought, or you think you're still not there yet?
I think it's exactly where I thought it was gonna be. Um, I didn't expect to, blow it up right in the beginning.
Oh.
You know, every week working 120 hours get tiresome, especially when you're making the stuff. And then you're doing all the ad work and you're calling every restaurant and you're doing everything. It gets old. But if I take a step back, I think that it's where it makes sense for it to be here. And if it was gonna be further down the line, it would have been just luck. If a Bradley Cooper walks in here and says the place is great and the place, you can expect in these things, right? But I think like timeline, look, every month has been better.
Okay, that's good.
There is like increase both in cafe business, but also on the retail side. So it's getting there. Of course I wish it would go a little faster,
Yeah.
but I cannot complain with the direction that it's going.
At the end of our podcast or our story we do, we always ask the bartender to say that piece, say what you want, record, put whatever you want out there. This is your time to say whatever you need.
Okay. Well, if it's not juice, and if you're curious, just stop by, before the judgment, okay, which is always happens. But I just hope that you know, this. I do think that it might catch on, but again, it's just about looking at things in a different way, which we'll see if it's gonna happen or not. And besides that, order some bottles if you don't think it tastes good.
Yeah,
And it does taste good, by the way.
it tastes very well.
Yes.
Do order some bottles, cups, stuff down here.
Yeah.
Um,
Because you guys don't do stuff in New York, right? It's a
right now,
focus on
so
New
far.
York.
We would like to go everywhere.
What?
We would like to go everywhere, but
Got it.
we're still young, so. But I can't thank you enough for doing this for us.
Thank you very
The only
much.
thing, this is awesome. This is Can I Have Another? I'm Mike,
I'm Steph.
and have a good night. Thank you very
Good
much.
night.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Have a good night.